Hey guys, I'm heading to Japan later today, but in the meantime, we got some news from Japan prior to the mobility show. 2 years ago at the Japan Mobility Show, David and I, we previewed the electric pickup truck, which did amazing on my channel, that video, as well as the Land Cruiser SE. It was in the same booth as well as like the Land Hopper, and we got a production version of the Land Hopper now recently with the new baby Land Cruiser FJ. All right, I wanted to share some of these things that's coming out of Japan right now from Best Car Magazine. And we have some further information on the Land Cruiser SE and the electric pickup truck. They are going to be both Land Cruisers in theory. So we're going to dig into this. And if there's any reveal at the Japan Mobility Show about either of these two vehicles, I will update you on the channel. There's a possibility that there is some updates on them because sources have told me that this vehicle, this top one, is coming for Europe 100%, I believe, in 2026. Europe is also getting an electric pickup truck. Let me show you and let's get into that image. All right, this was shown earlier this year, spring of 2025, that Toyota was getting 3 vehicles by the end of 2026. Okay, this is the BZ Woodland, all right, or they might call this the BZ4X Touring over there. This is the Land Cruiser SE, pretty obvious, okay, which is more of like a Range Rover sort of fighter. And then there's this pickup truck, which, I mean, it could just be a placeholder, and it could, I mean, it kind of looks like Tacoma, kind of looks like Hilux. It doesn't really look like the electric pickup truck that we previewed a couple years ago, but we have now some more information on both of these vehicles. So if you guys are excited, hit the like button. And yeah, if not for me, for my cute husky that maybe, I mean, he would never come into, since this is a garage, he's like, okay with coming into this office with me, but if in a bedroom, he's kind of weird. He doesn't like following people in their bedrooms, where my previous office was. So anyways, he's going to be a more involved character on the channel. Let's get into it. What's going on? A Land Cruiser new history begins. New pickup trucks and stylish SUVs. Yes, we now have information. The new versions will be added to the Land Cruiser lineup, which includes the 300, the 250, the 70, as well as the Land Cruiser FJ now. They will be pickup trucks and stylish SUVs. They will also be built with unibodies, all right, not body on frame, which we've never seen a Land Cruiser nameplate without body on frame or unibody. Okay, unibody is a traditional car platform. Think like Camry, Corolla, pretty much everything Toyota makes is unibody. All right, 4Runner, Land Cruiser, Tundra, Tacoma, Hilux, Innova are all body on frame truck based platforms. All right, they're saying this new pickup truck is going to be unibody, as well as this Land Cruiser SE model. They've changed the styling a little bit since the Japan Mobility Show, but we haven't seen anything since 2023 on this vehicle, so we're just going to assume it's going to look very similar. All right, and let's go ahead and read to what they're saying about it. First couple paragraphs, they talk about the history of the Land Cruiser, but they're saying now that they have received information that a 4th pillar of the Land Cruiser will be added, or this new model can be attributed to an era of a new beginning. The 3 sacred features of Land Cruiser are off-road performance, durability, and reliability. They're saying this new model pursues a completely new Land Cruiser image. The 4th pillar following the station wagon, heavy duty, and light duty models is a Land Cruiser. Fits the words city use or street. BEV and HEV are likely power units. All right, so we could see a hybrid pickup truck here. Could this be the stout sort of thing we've been waiting for? And we'll talk about that at the end because I have a lot of thoughts on this vehicle's availability in the United States. All right, but BEV, hybrid, I mean, plug-in hybrid as well is what both David and I have heard for the Land Cruiser SE, the SUV version, not the pickup version that we're looking at right here. They talked about the concept 2 years ago and they said, hey, we don't know anything about it. We don't even know motors. All that we knew at the time was it was BEV. But because they said the exterior was so complete, the interior was so complete, remember this, the pickup truck's interior with the midgate, that was done and complete. I know it was a bit conceptualized, but that was already done before the Land Cruiser SE. We've kind of seen maybe renders of an interior for the Land Cruiser SE, but that vehicle wasn't available to open up at the Japan Mobility Show. It was just a shell. The pickup truck, I didn't get in it, but had real seats, real interior, real screens, real steering yoke sort of thing. It is going to become a vehicle. And they're talking about the design here is that they're trying to transform a wild, more rugged looking pickup truck to more fashionable street usage pickup truck. It's a city truck. I mean, we know by looking at that Land Cruiser SE, it's mainly designed for city usage as well. For the power units, there are three options. Well, BEV, I mean, look at the teaser that was showed to us earlier this year from Europe, right? They had a BEV pickup truck circled. Now, I debunked that it was going to be this electric pickup truck because in the teaser, it looks like a Hilux or a Tacoma or something like that. And there's going to be electric Hiluxes in other parts of the world. So that made the most sense to me at the time, but we'll see if it actually becomes more of this city truck sort of style. All right. So anyways, BEV is option one. And then you also have PHEV and HEV. Okay. Well, if it has all of those, that increases the chances of it makes it here stateside. But again, we'll tackle that here at the end. They're hoping that it will be a BEV and HEV similar to the new Lexus ES. ES has 2 electric powertrains and 1 hybrid powertrain. I hope it's better than the new ES in that regard. Okay, this truck could benefit from a hybrid max powertrain that you get 360 horsepower out of and 400 pound-feet of torque. It absolutely benefit from that. It could benefit from a plug-in hybrid powertrain that we have in the new RAV4, for example, and it could also have a BEV powertrain for certain markets like Europe. They're saying this is expected to roll off the production line within 2027, surprisingly soon. Okay, it doesn't feel soon. I know we're almost in 2026, but again, you got to keep in mind that Toyota promised an electric pickup truck for Europe by the end of 2026. Again, that could be a different product. That could be an electric Hilux, for example. All right, let's get to the next image. We're talking about the Land Cruiser Sports, or what we knew as the SE not that long ago. All right. They haven't changed the styling on it much. And I hope we get updates to this vehicle here at the Japan Mobility Show, just like supposedly the Land Cruiser electric pickup truck. All right. And reading this doesn't give us any information either, because this vehicle, the SUV, is in theory on the same sort of platform as the pickup truck. All right. So powertrains would be the same, but we don't even know what those powertrains are at this point. They're saying this one debuts in 2028. It's possible it could be before that. Again, Toyota said, hey, 3 new BEVs before 2026, and they showed this image right here. Okay, so are these coming before 2026? We know this one is 100%. This is coming in January, at least for the US. Okay, the Woodland model. And these 2 models are coming afterwards. Will that pickup truck carry the Land Cruiser naming? And I think it makes total sense at this point. And the reason is, when they debuted these vehicles alongside the Land Hopper, okay, you had Land Hopper, Land Cruiser SE, and then they said electric pickup truck. Why would they have those 2 things that have Land Cruiser-like naming next to each other while the truck is just kind of lumped in there? No, I'm almost convinced at this point that this truck is going to be called a Land Cruiser truck, which is bizarre to me because, well, one, not body on frame. All right, I could kind of accept this being called a Land Cruiser because it's more of like a Range Rover sort of vehicle, a Land Rover sort of vehicle. I get it. But this thing, the pickup truck down below, unibody pickup truck, it has no business being called a Land Cruiser, in my opinion. But they're trying to expand the brand. Akio Toyota wants to expand the brand of the most iconic nameplates within the Toyota lineup. They're expanding Century. They're expanding Gazoo Racing. The Crown lineup, right? He's all about multiplying their largest and most popular names. Look at the Corolla. There's a Corolla wagon. Unfortunately, we don't get it. There's a Corolla hatchback. There's a Corolla sedan. There's a GR Corolla. There's a Corolla Cross. You take your best selling nameplates and you multiply that. That is good usage of brand recognition and a good usage of all the years of heritage you've built up. So I'm pretty convinced that this truck is going to be called a Land Cruiser in some shape or form. So Toyota Land Cruiser pickup truck seems to be imminent at this point. Will we get this truck in the United States? And this is where it gets really, really tricky and difficult. We know this truck is going to be made at this point. Where will it be made? And could it come here? Well, it's possible it could be made in the United States. You got to keep in mind the Kentucky plant would be the only place that this happens. Okay, they already scrapped making the second 3-row EV, which is like, why are they making more 3-row EVs, right? Toyota announced 2 3-row EVs for America. Okay, the new Highlander is going to be 3-row EV, but they also announced another one that was supposed to come out of Indiana, but they scrapped that and they said, hey, we'll just make it in Kentucky instead. So they're going to make 2 different 3-row EVs in Kentucky. Well, one, as a Land Cruiser, nothing's sacred anymore. You know what I'm saying, Kirk? All Land Cruisers have to be built in Japan. No, they don't. The Land Cruiser FJ, the baby Land Cruiser right now, that's being built in Thailand and sent to places like Japan and Africa and other South America, all these different places, okay? This vehicle could 100% be built in the United States and be given a Land Cruiser badge. I mean, nothing to say, it's not body on frame at this point anyway, so just make it wherever you can, bring the product wherever you can by producing it in the United States. That's how I see it. I can absolutely see a world where this is made in Kentucky, and absolutely see a world where this is also made alongside of it in Kentucky. Okay, keep in mind the Lexus ES is leaving Kentucky this year, which opens up more production flexibility. The RAV4 is staying there. The Camry's made there. And they've completely reworked the Kentucky plant the last couple of years to assemble battery packs there for hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and EVs, and to be a more flexible plant, a more futuristic plant going forward. This vehicle, as well as the Land Cruiser SE, that's what I'm calling it, the SUV version, could very well be made in the United States. If they are not made in the United States, this truck, there's no way it could come into the United States due to the chicken tax and all the other commercial vehicle taxes that are on imports. So if it's made in Japan, it's not going to come here. Okay, if it's made in the US, of course it will. Land Cruiser SE could still come here if it's made in Japan and not in the United States. However, Toyota hasn't shown us anything other than this model, as well as, well, I guess teasers in 2021 of the Lexus TZ and what we thought was going to be called the BZ5X. Luckily, they scrapped that name. It'll just be called the Highlander EV now. Okay, so those 2 vehicles are coming next year, 2026, and then these could be coming built in the United States, in theory, right on their heels. Time will tell, though, and there's a possibility that they could have dual production. They could make this vehicle and the truck in Japan and in the United States. We've been waiting for a hybrid pickup truck from Toyota for a long time, really long time, while the Maverick has just kind of been owning that segment. Affordable. Well, here's the thing. Is this Toyota truck going to be affordable? If it's an EV, no. If it's a plug-in hybrid, no. But if they come out with the standard hybrid of this pickup truck here with the 2.5 liter that they're already making for the vehicles assembled in Kentucky, the Camry and the RAV4, then just plop it in this truck, call it a day. It'll get 40 miles per gallon. It'll have a mid-gate, and it's going to be that stout pickup truck that we've all been asking Toyota for. Okay, that would be very affordable. Give us plug-in hybrid as an option. Okay, and then also BEV for an option as well if there's any market for it. Okay, so anyways, I'm excited for this. This is big. I hope Toyota shows more at the Japan Mobility Show. Really, really do hope so. But I don't want to get my hopes up and get myself disappointed. But it's good that we're hearing something in regards to these vehicles, Land Cruiser SE and the Toyota pickup truck, which is now going to be a Land Cruiser pickup truck. Pretty exciting stuff, guys. A bit long-winded, but I get pretty fired up about this, as you know. Stay tuned. Going back to Japan later today. Got a long trip out there. I got to stop in Dallas, then in LA, and then get to Japan. And then I got a really special day with Nissan. Once I land in Japan, no rest. It's just boots on the ground. Time to roll. And then the day after I land, so it'll be Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday is the first day of the Japan Mobility Show. So Honda, Toyota, I mean, that's where all the big showcases are. And Dave and I are just going to be running around from booth to booth. We don't get a lot of filming done on the first day because it's just press conferences mainly. All right. The second day for media, that's where David and I get to work and we start making like 10, 15 videos in one day. So it's going to be nuts. I cannot wait to not only drive some Nissans like I've been hyping up on the channel in Japan. First time driving in Japan. Very, very excited for that. But also show you all the new reveals coming from these Japanese automakers. Hey, I think Hyundai's even going to be there. BYD is going to be there as well. So BYD, I think, is going to have a K car. I don't think Hyundai has any reveals, but it'll be fun to see what they have in store for Japan as well. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for my Japan coverage, and I'll see you in the comments as always. Have a great day. Stay safe, and peace.